I have this notepad and a beer.
Nice.
Because I'm less prepared than normal. Hello. Yeah, how's it going?
Not bad.
Good, it's good. Really, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I gotta go. Let's get a meal sometime. Lunch? Wednesday. No, not Wednesday. This week's not good for me. I'll text you. Text you. My pants are tucked into my shoes. That's fashionable. Can you believe that? That's like some mental hospital shit. That's like they take away metal knives and forks and then they make you tuck your pants into your shoes. I don't know why that's like a thing right now. Like Justin Bieber does it. This isn't my act, by the way. I just walked up here and started talking. I'm gonna actually do my act for real for right now. So hey, I'm Kyle. I'm a senior. I've been doing these stand-up comedy jams since I was a freshman, and this is the last one I get to do. So thank you all for coming out. You probably have no idea who I am. And so part of the way I like to start my sets is like a little sort of anecdote from my life that'll help you understand who I am and sort of where I'm coming from. This summer, I was living in Philadelphia, and I don't know if you were aware of there was some record heat waves and stuff. I came back to my room, and I noticed a wasp that was on the fly screen, but inside the room, so it was still a threat. And this is my worst nightmare. So I ran over without even thinking. Because if I had thought about it, I would have just run out of the room. And I shut the window, trapping the wasp between the pane of glass and the fly screen. The problem is, there are record heats, so this wasn't a sustainable solution. So the first thing I did, though, in reaction to this, was I went on the internet and I looked up how long it would take that wasp to starve to death. And for what it's worth, I did find solace in the fact that every single Google result for that question were people who had also trapped wasps between the window and the flash screen. And thought I could probably just ride this shit out. So that's that. I'm kind of sick right now, so if I feel and maybe look like I'm about to just shit my pants, and I want if I do shit my I am nervous, but also I have a stomach thing, so it could be some combination of both of those. And I do ask that if it does happen, you can be disgusted. I'm not going to be unreasonable about it, but just be understanding. Okay, so I have something sort of current events related. A little iffy about it, but so it involves the events in Boston, but it also involves Outback Steakhouse. So I have a story for this. It actually happened to my friend Josh, who lives back home in Arkansas. But psychologically speaking, you find things funnier if they're given in a first-hand, first-person sort of thing. So it actually happened to me. So I was home on the day of the attack, and I saw something mentioning Boston on Facebook, so I went to CNN.com and I saw the horrible thing that had happened. And I was home, so the first thing I did is I went to my parents and I said hey, Mom, who kind of looks like my friend Josh's mom for some reason, and Dad, who looks like my friend Josh's dad also for some reason. I really need to be with you guys right now. This is a really intense thing that has happened. I just want to feel close to my family. And also, I would like a mediocre steak at the Outback Steakhouse. So we went to Outback Steakhouse, right? This is a whole thing just getting us to the Outback Steakhouse. We go there, the maitre d' sits us down. I don't think they call it a maitre d' at the Outback Steakhouse, but I'm very educated and worldly, so that's what I'm going to call it. So the maitre d' sits us down. We notice in the corner of the restaurant, they have a TV and it's playing the footage. You remember on the loop, it was just lots of debris, sort of dust, a lot of people walking around confused. And our server comes up and noticing us watching the TV, and I will never forget this. He said this to me. This thing he said to us. He walks up to us, our server at Outback Steakhouse, and says, "There's been a terrorist attack at the Boston Marathon today. 2 people are dead, but more will probably be dead by the end of the day." Now, would you like to, can I start you guys off with a bloomin' onion? You hesitate. That fucking happened. He said that. What the hell, Outback Steakhouse? Hi, welcome to Outback Steakhouse, where God is dead and Satan is king. You start you off with an herb prime rib. That's that story. It happened to me. So if that story's any indication, world kind of a shitty place sometimes. And if you have an internet connection, you know that. You've seen what people say on the internet and what people do on the internet. It's never been more obvious how shitty we are as a species sometimes. I was recently pointed to the Facebook page of an organization that if you would pitch them to me, I would have been like, how does this eat? But it exists. And the organization is called Heterosexual Awareness Month. This is a real thing. So, what is Heterosexual Awareness Month is probably your first question, and I can tell you, quote, Heterosexual Awareness Month is a month-long, parentheses, July, annual observance of straight people and our growing struggle. So yeah, it was probably what you expected it was. That's my experience with humanity in general. But some things there. First of all, July, weird choice. As we all know, July is like debatably the gayest month. It's at least like a top 3 as far as months go. But, okay, let's be fair. So, I'm not about to talk about, all my oppression as a straight person here, but like there's, maybe you're thinking about, there are things that straight people can't do, like we can't own and use nuclear weapons. We can't drive on the left side of the road. We can in some more progressive countries, but not here. So like maybe this is like appealing, like this is appealing to you. And so you want to know like what sort of events go along with this Heterosexual Awareness Month. And so mark your calendars for July 22nd, which is International Straight Pride Day, quote, a day set aside to bring awareness to the little-known but serious issue of heterophobia, with the flagship event of Pancakes for Pride, where supporters and advocates are asked to eat, host, or attend a pancake breakfast across the globe. Pancakes for Pride, a fucking pancake. I'm pretty sure that was Gandhi. That was his thing, right? He was like, let's just have a pancake breakfast. That'll fix it. But for what it's worth, I kind of agree with them there. If I wake up in the morning and someone's like, Kyle, it's in the Supreme Court, gay people might be allowed to get married, more states are legalizing it, polls show that more people are supportive of gay marriage than ever before. What the hell are you gonna do? I'm just gonna eat breakfast. But I'm glad you clapped at that. I was so anxious. One last thing I did notice on that page is because it's a Facebook page, people can just post stuff. So people can post pictures that they find relevant to their struggle. And so one that really stood out to me, it was posted by some, I don't know, I forget the person's name, but they posted the picture and then they captioned it with exactly! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So they were yelling. And they really agreed with it. It was a picture of this woman at a protest rally, and I assume it was an anti-gay marriage protest rally, otherwise the sign wouldn't have made any sense. But the sign was a sort of math equation using stick figures. There was a top half and a bottom half. The top half, male stick figure plus female stick figure equals sign, man stick figure, female stick figure, 2 little stick figures. And I knew it was a female stick figure because it had a triangle drawn here, and which has always been weird to me because I always thought guys are the thing with the extra stuff, talking about a penis. And anyway, so the woman's stick figure also didn't have arms, We can read into that, like, let's not. It's easy. She's already, like, fucked up enough. Like, she probably is in a hurry. Gotta make my sign. So that's the top. The bottom line, man stick figure plus man stick figure equals giant question mark. Like, I love that that was her argument, was just like, I literally cannot fathom what would happen if two men got together. Who knows? Science has yet to decode what could happen. We need to be careful. Like, what if two, like, penises touch each other and then they intertwine and arms fold back and they just combine into one sort of hybrid super gay robot? Some sort of, like, gay Megazord or Voltron situation that only Godzilla can defeat. Or possibly when two men love each other very much, their mass becomes infinite, creating a gay black hole, the most dangerous of all black holes. And if that happened, yeah, I would be, like, very anti-gay marriage, but anyone with basic understanding of fucking algebra can tell you two guys on one side, equal side, two dudes on the other side. It's not I don't like. It's so simple. All right. So that's sort of all my new material. Because this is the last time I'm doing this, I wanted to sort of go through and rehash, or not rehash, but re-explore some stuff I've done before. It's different. I've changed some things, or I've done things and then I want to talk about them because I thought about it some more. So I'm going to revisit 3 jokes. The first one is one I told maybe 2 years ago, and it goes a little like this. You know, if you think about it, isn't ginger ale just a more specific version of root beer? Now that's not funny. I know that now. But I think we can all agree that it is true. Ginger is a root, and ale is a beer, and if you don't get that shit, get the fuck out of here. I mention this because I did that joke at a little university you may have heard of called Princeton. And the second I finished delivering that line, a voice came out from the crowd. No, it's not! Like, I didn't even finish closing my fucking mouth, and they're just like, right on the trigger. No, it's not! They were mad, too. I can think of only 2 reasons why this might have happened. One, this lady is so used to just figuring things out quickly that, like, if she can't comprehend something before she even has time to actually think about it, it's not true. And she was mad that I was wasting her time with something that clearly, in her worldview, didn't make any sense. Or, and I hope it's this. This is an argument she's had many times before in the past. Say, like, a significant other. And that morning, her boyfriend told her, you know, I really like you, but you just won't acknowledge that ginger ale is a more specific form of root beer. And it feels like we're from 2 different worlds, and I'm sorry, I don't think I can keep doing this. And then that stood with her the rest of the day. And then this little cunt comes in and tells that sort of joke, and she snapped. The next joke I want to revisit, hold on a second. Being 21 is awesome. Is a joke I told the first time I ever did stand-up. And it was about something that happened to me the last time I was ever trick-or-treating. So normally I would probably start this, when I told it like 4 years ago, I started it probably with something like, what are some holidays that are coming up? That's cool, 4th of July, Halloween's a cool holiday too. And I would go into this story about the last time I went trick-or-treating, which was senior year of high school, because I love candy. We were trick-or-treating in this outskirts of my hometown, which is Fayetteville, Arkansas. Within this area known for having a bunch of sort of like wealthy Republican alcoholics live there. They give out really good candy, and that's why you go. Like, that's how they sort of fill that void inside themselves. And so we were going, and it was a pretty good haul, like everything was going well. I was with two other people, two girls. One of them was like sexy Alice in Wonderland, which in retrospect, she's like a little kid. That's gross. The other one was like a cat or something. We go, I honestly don't remember, 4 years ago. What do you want from me? Make things up? I would never do that. So we go up to this one guy's house, knock on the door, things seem normal. He opens it up. You can tell he's like a little bit inebriated, but not so much that we want to leave. He also has a really big thing of candy. But he looks at us, he seems confused. He sizes us up. We're seniors in high school, so he sees that we're old, but he also realizes that this year is an election year. And what he has on his doorstep are some potential new voters. So seizing this opportunity, he asks us, which one of you has the most candy? Because under Obama's tax plan, you would have to give that candy to everyone else. And I was appalled for several reasons. First of all, he thought this would actually gonna change slutty Alice in Wonderland's opinion on fiscal policy. But also, I was just really, really offended that he would use such a great holiday like Halloween for a political agenda. I was so angry, I wanted to respond with something, I couldn't. So instead of using my words, I had sex with his jack-o'-lantern. The ending's new, that's why I'm telling it again. I changed the ending to make it better. In real life I just said I said thank you or something, but I wanted to make it better, so I said I had sex with his jack-o'-lantern. It's a much more vivid image, and it gives me a way to sort of respond to the situation. I didn't actually fuck his jack-o'-lantern, but I would have liked to, but I didn't because, what if I had enjoyed it too much? That's not something, what if you find out you really like masturbating using jack-o'-lanterns? That's what, that could be a huge problem, First it starts out small, a little in here, a little in there, people wake up and find some teeth, the single tooth that they have just sort of punched out for some reason. People don't know. But eventually, media gets word of it. They start publishing titles like Jack Off-O-Lantern or something. It writes itself. It would be a circus. So you have to go from town to town, feeding your insatiable desire to have sex with jack-o'-lanterns. And you start moving to the harder stuff. You start moving away from the ones with the smiling faces to the novelty jack-o'-lanterns. The ones that's oh, hello. Logo of local favorite basketball team. Or oh, what's up? Really accurate depiction of Captain Jean-Luc Picard from Star Trek The Next Generation. Sperm, Earl Grey, hots. I thought a lot about that. The last joke I have is one, I wanted to end on it because it's the first joke I ever wrote. I haven't changed anything about it, but it goes a little something like this. You know that phrase? It's you can't walk and chew gum at the same time. That's actually a real medical condition. It's true. Medicine, doctors are crazy. That's not being able to walk and chew gum is actually a real medical condition. It's called being an amputee. I wrote that joke in 6th grade because I discovered the channel Comedy Central, and I thought maybe I would want to be a comedian. That is still the best joke I've ever written. I don't care what you all say. And you kind of grown a bit. Next time someone uses that phrase, though, you're going to be oh, that's an actual medical condition, not being able to walk and chew gum at the same time. Yeah, it's called not having legs. You'll tell it differently because this is going to be in the future. You're going to have forgotten the exact wording. Also, your timing isn't going to be as good as mine, but I'm sorry, I can't really help you there. So yeah, I just wanted to close on that. Thank you all so much.